get this out of the way. The decision's going to be made tonight, whatever happens. But I trust you know why you're all here. And first, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Right, good. That's enough. Right. So obviously, this meeting was brought about by the fact that you acted in a hostile manner, killed one of ours and tried to kill another. That's the most severe of all the things that you have done since you have been resting on that beach across the way from us. The list goes on: suspected theft, accusation without cause assault, and your Plant X sent to aggressive took out one of our bloody Thermophodons because it's in a direct trade route with one of our allies. Now, because you killed one of mine, I was offered just coming across the water and killing all of you. But in the spirit of diplomacy and civility, I'm going to offer you an out. Fill your boats up with all the crap you can carry, all your animals, and the hell off that beach. Go somewhere else. With the exception of Leo, he can stay with his little new house. He doesn't have to move. If you don't move, a week from now, we'll come across the water and we'll move you. And you don't want that to happen. So now you choose. Accept the terms, or we discuss the other option. And the rest of you. A little caveat on that. You either put your Plant X to sleep or take it down. If we lose any more crap just by accidentally going too close, we'll be sitting back down and I'll be half as polite. So you're in agreement? Everything from that beach moves. Everything. Except Leo's house to the south of you now. And when you set sail on your last ship from that beach to wherever you go next, and I don't really care where that is as long as it's miles away from me, then we go over and we take down what you leave. The beach gets restored back to its natural state. And you better wash your ears of it. I'll get your friends to write it down for you. What is that? That's pretty bloody vague for someone who doesn't live there as well. If it isn't Leo's little house, and it's something that you've grown particularly attached to, then draw your sword and protect it. If not, it goes with the rest.
I'm building a new house anyways.
Yeah, you're good, Leo. Don't worry.
Alright.
Mercer, I believe the one he's referring to is the big top building in which we went to speak to them initially.
So far as I can see, as large and looming as it is, you've brought this on yourselves. This is an accumulation of punching hours when they're at drops, stabbing hours, or whatever the hell happened, attacking teams on the beach, killing one of our members. If you enjoyed the fortress so much, then you should never have attacked one of mine. I'm not making this decision for you. You have to make this as one. And you either stay or go. No, I'm not forcing you to go, but if you stay, then we're going to come across and shift you. And it just demands how much you love that thing. It's how hard you fight for it.
So it's basically we move or we're dead. It's basically what you're saying at this point.
Generally, you were
Yeah.
already smarter still. Not you though. When they move, you can keep your house on the hill. And if it did sort of break down to war, then we will give you personally the option to abstain. If you and your creatures retreat back to the house, if you do choose to fight alongside your people, that's fair enough. We'll respect that, no hard feelings, but you will die alongside your people. And I know that it was all a big mistake, but know how many times you've hit out at us and we've not made the same mistakes. We think before we act, and that's why you'll be moving from that beach and we won't be moving from ours. I'm not here to negotiate rights or wrongs. You have two choices. Now all four of you have to be in one mind when you accept this, because it's all of you. Like, that's what it involves, with the exception of the deal that I've made to Leo. So make your decision now, because this meeting's already went on far too long. Leo's allowed to stay because of service rendered. He was the only one that tried to make amends when you not only cowardly dropped one of my members to their death and attempted the life of another, but then you also cowardly ran, which really gripped my shit. So Leo came down rather bravely, considering the rather dark cloud that was sitting above us, and tried to make amends, tried to make things right. Albeit it was far too late by that point, but he did grip back some semblance of respect. So, do we have your agreement? Yeah, that was one of your tribe members, and if one of my tribe members did that, I'd either fully compensate you or fully expect to defend them. Now, you can push them forward and try and string them up, but that's just very dishonest and a little bit cowardly. I've given you your two options. I'm not going to push left, I'm not going to push right. I'm not discussing with you what's right or what's wrong or what's done or what could be done differently. You have two options. The first is move. Take every stone, every bit belonging and every animal you have off that beach. Or don't. Trust me. Either way works for me. To be fair, there's a third option. Didn't see that one coming. Leo's right. In the second option, we're both going to lose something. More damages to everyone involved. But I don't fancy your chances. And I really want to cut that green mustache off. So what's it to be, boys? I know one of you's running away. That was unexpected. Well, not really. Oh, I'm not going to torture you. That's moronically uncivilized. And what about Lloyd? I've the one with the green moustaches answer. I know your take on it, Leo. Obviously we went for this gentleman. Here's the answer. What about the one that sprinted naked from the room? Can I assume that he doesn't want to move? So make a decision, one of you, now. I can't make it for you. Who speaks for you? Who's your leader?
Lloyd is the
Good.
leader, he's the one who left.
Ah, polite of him. And you can make that call, Ben. You'll up and move, and we'll have no further problems. I think you're right. So, starting from now, today, you put your Plantex to sleep, then you have a week to pack up your boats with everything, Thames, whatever. Don't care how many runs it takes, how many times you do it, what you take, but everything that's still there a week from today is dust. Including you if you're unfortunately slow. So, I'm glad we came to an agreement without hostility. Leo, your offer still stands. If it should evolve to violence, you have abstinence. You will not be attacked unless you stand with your people. If you do, don't hurt feelings, but we will kill you. Other than that, I think that's everything that needs to be said. Unless you have anything to add, Corbin.
One last thing. If we, in the week running up to your departure, if we have any problems, if we have any more incidents like the ones before, we will see it as war.
Yeah, any act of aggression between now and then, we won't have another little sit-down meeting to warn you. Now, haven't you boys got some boats to get ready? Say it's about time to call it here. Better go make sure that naked man ain't running around their bloody fucking creatures.
Like, he killed himself, I think.
Oh. Well, that's one. Yeah, that's unfortunate. By the way, we've shit to do, I believe. Good luck with moving. Thank you, imaginary wolfman, for overseeing. Yeah, everyone can turn the radios back on there. I think everything that needs to be said has been said. I appreciate the silence.
Alright.
I appreciate the stoicism. You did fucking well in there. And looked badass.
Thank you very much, Wolf.
No problem, I have to say, even I would have chosen to move from that speech. me never
No
to
one cares
get on
about
your
people.
guy's bad side ever, especially you, Mercer. Jesus.
The best part is, he's not the PvP player, I am.
I don't think
No
I
one cares
landed
about
on
fucking people.
a feral on the way through.
Right.
To be fair,
Head off.
it'd have been alright if they hadn't shed blood.